So what God is saying is, how can you ever appreciate victory if you've never lost anything? How can you appreciate the victory that you're praying for if you've never experienced a setback? See, the victory is only sweet because you've been through something and you come out of something. See, sometimes we're shouting and we're dancing because we know what God brought us out of. I can dance, I can shout, I can do all of that thing because when I look back over my life and I see the victory that God has simply given me, that every time the enemy tried to get the advantage over me, the Lord was causing my feet just to step on his head and prosper. The Bible says, by this I know that you favor me, Lord, because my enemies don't triumph over me. And so what God is saying is, I want you to get to a point that even when the enemy is threatening your camp, you square your shoulders back and you begin to walk in the victory of God until he hands you over the victory. So often when you find some people that just can't get back up because they don't understand the grace of God. They don't understand that, yes, I've fallen, but I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to get up. Yes, I'm not going to wallow in my sin. I'm going to get up and get back in line with what God is calling. And I'm not saying that we need to posture ourselves in a state where we just keep falling and we want to stand there. The devil is a lie and God is not mocked. He says, whatever you sow to the flesh, that's what you're going to reap. But if you sow in the spirit, you're going to reap spiritual things. But he says, I want to teach you how to get back up. I want to teach you in the midnight hour when you're depressed and lonely, how to speak life to yourself and get back up. If you're going to experience victory in 2013, and if you're going to accomplish the goals that you set out to accomplish, you have to be attached to the right people. Let me prove it to you. We told you about Abraham and Lot and how Abraham was so blessed, and Lot got down to Sodom. And these people came running after, and they was getting ready to kill Lot. And Abraham got a word of it. And Abraham says, I can't just sit back and be comfortable, but that's my kin people. I got to rush to his aid. And Abraham went to rescue Lot. I need to be around some folks this year that when trouble happens or when something happens, some people will come and rescue me. Everybody need rescuing every now and again. I don't care how spiritual you are. I don't care how saved you are. Come and get me. No, I don't feel like praying. No, I don't feel like speaking in tongues. But when somebody come get me, when somebody intercede for me, God is saying in this hour, you need intercessors. You don't need people that's going to play around. You need somebody that's going to intercede for you. And what I mean by that is somebody that will take your complaint before God like it's their God. You told me something was going on with your child. I feel that thing like something is going on with my child. And I get down on my knees and I begin to fast and pray and intercede for you. We need intercessors. The Bible says that the Lord told Abraham that he was getting ready to go destroy Sodom. And Abraham said, wait a minute, I got some people down there. I got some folks in Sodom. And so Abraham, he went to plead with God as he was so nervous because he understood, who are we to question God? Who are we to talk back to God and tell God, God, you can't do that. God, don't do that. God, I don't understand this. How can you do that? But Abraham says, I know something about the grace of God. See, all the religious folks will tell you, don't ask God no questions. Are you out your mind? You got to be kidding me. Half the stuff that we go through and I can't ask God what's up. You telling me I'm going through this deep, dark thing and I can't say, Father, what's going on? God, I don't understand what I'm going through right now. God, it don't make sense to me. You telling me I can't ask God? Sit your religious self down. I'm going to ask him and I'm going to ask him again. I'm going to be like the persistent woman that just get on his nerves until you do it for me. I'm going to ask him and I'm going to ask him again until I get on his nerves, until he does it for me. I'm not comfortable settling for what God has already promised me. I'm going to get what he said I can have. I'm going to get everything that this word says I can have. The Bible says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. If you got a desire today, all you got to do is start delighting. And God is going to give you the desires of your heart.